On now, in light of India's Operation Sindoor, the 7 delegations from India are scheduled to visit 32 countries, including the European Union headquarters in Belgium. The centre has released a list of all 7 all-party delegations. The all-party delegation is headed out to convey India's united message against terrorism. Moving now to North America, the US Supreme Court has cleared the way for the Trump administration to end deportation protections. This move will affect nearly 350,000 Venezuelans living in the United States under temporary protected status, also known as TPS. The program, initially extended by President Joe Biden, had given Venezuelans legal shield from deportation and the right to work. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem had moved to cancel this Biden-era extension of the program, arguing that the current administration must have flexibility on immigration policy. The bid to end TPS comes as Trump, who returned to office in January, pushes for mass deportations and has repeatedly vowed to strip migrants of temporary legal protections. Moving on now, G7 finance ministers are meeting this week in Banff, Canada, to focus on unity over non-tariff issues, but may face pushback from the United States, whose trade stance is adding pressure. The other 6 nations, Japan, Britain, Germany, France, Italy and the host Canada, will be seen working a dialogue with the US to avoid a split. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will be attending the talks this week. Bessent is seen as a more moderate voice on Trump's trade team. G7 ministers are expected to remind Bessent that their key US allies being asked to confront China while also being hit by US trade barriers. However, reports said no direct bilateral trade deals will be announced. The host Canada is pushing for a joint communique ahead of the G7 summit in June. Support for Ukraine will feature in the statement, though it's expected to be less detailed than last year's $50 billion loan pledge. The ministers are likely to find common ground on backing the IMF and World Bank, further cracking down on financial crime and promoting private sector-led growth. But divisions remain, especially on climate change and how to address the economic uncertainty triggered by Trump's tariff policies without directly calling them out.